The first overseas premiere of UI's screen epic Spartacus is the most brilliant event on London's show business calendar for the year. Among the many outstanding figures present is Mrs. Pandit, Prime Minister Nehru's sister and Indian High Commissioner in London. The West End rings to the sound of the crowd's cheers as Kirk Douglas and his wife arrive at the theater. One of London's warmest welcomes for Spartacus himself, producer and star of the $12 million film drama. Climaxing the parade of notables of politics, show business, and society is the arrival of Princess Margaret and her husband Anthony Armstrong Jones. The radiant princess wears a black gown studded with tiny lace flowers and a snowy ermine cape. In the foyer, the princess and her husband will meet a host of film industry leaders and ranking stars. Mrs. Christopher Soames, Sir Winston Churchill's daughter, presents Kirk Douglas, and the princess has a lot of questions about Spartacus. Director Stanley Kubrick and UI President Milton Rackmill are next, and then UI's Vice President for Foreign Operations, Americo Abuath. With curtain time only minutes away, the princess and Mr. Jones enter the theater to see the film which London has already greeted with a full ovation, Spartacus.
Next on AMC, Kirk Douglas is a bitter cop who battles crime and corruption wherever he finds it in William Wyler's detective story. Next on AMC.
AMC proudly announces its original productions have been nominated for 7 Daytime Emmy Awards, more than any other cable network. The Royale, a tribute to Bob Hope, Family Classics, Hollywood Moments, and AMC Behind the Screen were all honored with Emmy nods. AMC, the home of classic American film.
Romance all day and night. Impossible? Not anymore. Romance Classics is a new cable network from AMC devoted entirely to romance, 24 hours a day. Now you can see what Romance Classics is all about with Sunday Romance Classics on AMC. Every Sunday, tune in to AMC for a sneak peek of the movies, miniseries, and original productions you'll find only on Romance Classics.
Adventure and romance finds Ben Cross as he journeys to the mysterious and exotic East and finds love with Amy Irving in the conclusion of The Far Pavilions.
I'm Linda Carter, and I'll be your host, so join us this Sunday and put more romance in your life.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Nick Clooney. On the next AMC Behind the Screen, we're taking a look at 2 of Hollywood's newest releases. Kiefer Sutherland joins us to talk about his latest film, Dark City. And we'll take a look at The Man in the Iron Mask, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. Also, we sit down with Jane Russell as she shares some special behind-the-scenes stories of some of her co-stars, including Bob Hope and Marilyn Monroe. On the next AMC Behind the Screen, Sunday at 7:30 Eastern, only on AMC.
Movies touch every part of our lives. They help us forget our problems for just a little while and make us remember the things dear to our hearts. They're part of us, and they make us proud to be human beings. And that's why we need them. And that's why our great films need to be preserved. I'm Debbie Reynolds. Join me every Friday on AMC for Film Preservation Classics. Movies that are part of our heritage and part of our lives.
This week on AMC's Film Preservation Classics, Jimmy Stewart stars with Marlene Dietrich in the wild comedy western, Destry Rides Again. Tonight at 6 Eastern, only on AMC's Film Preservation Classics.
Don't miss the next exciting feature at AMC's Drive-In Theater. In the depth of the jungle, an evil lurks. In the heart of nature, an unspeakable terror has been unleashed, and the target is man. Robert Stack comes face to face with Wanna Devil tonight at 12:30 Eastern, only at AMC's Drive-In Theater.
Christopher Reeve may not have been the first choice to play the Man of Steel, but he went on to fly high and show us the human side of Superman. Read about the evolution of Reeves' career in the April issue of AMC magazine. And be sure to watch him in Superman 2, only on AMC.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Thune. Every issue of American Movie Classics magazine takes you inside Hollywood with behind-the-scenes stories of your favorite classic movies and profiles of the stars, complete with glorious color photographs. Plus, columns from Bob Dorian and me. And with AMC magazine, you'll get an in-depth guide to all the classic films and original productions you can only find right here on AMC. It's a must for any classic movie fan. To order, call toll-free 1-888-AMC-4700 or send a check or money order for $12.95 to the address on your screen. It also makes a great gift. AMC magazine, the insider's guide to classic movies.
Next on AMC, Kirk Douglas is a bitter cop who battles crime and corruption wherever he finds it in William Wyler's detective story. Next on AMC.
Well, here comes just one heck of a movie, made from one heck of a fine play. It is the story of a detective in New York City who is obsessed with his own vision of good and evil. The obsession, as it often does, comes home to roost, ruining several lives in the process. There are Oscar-caliber performances here from just about everybody in this picture. Kirk Douglas, Eleanor Parker, William Bendix, Horace McMahon, George McCready, Kathy O'Donnell, Joseph Wiseman, all the others. But you know, the role that always haunts me in this one is that of Lee Grant. She was the distraught young shoplifter in this, and she created that role on Broadway. When she did that, she was just 20 years old. She was only 23 when the director, William Wyler, cast her in this. She was so good, she got an Academy Award nomination for her very first film. It was also her last film for 10 years. Right after this film was released, that was 1951, she was blacklisted. 23 years old or not. Surely the youngest actor to receive this career death blow. It wasn't long ago, well, long ago now, about 6 or 7 months, I guess, I was fortunate enough to share a stage with Miss Grant for a panel discussion about a film, and we were talking briefly about that time, 1951, when she was blacklisted. At that time, she was blacklisted because she refused to testify about colleagues, including her then husband. Though she got a few roles in films 10 years later, she said it wasn't until the movie In the Heat of the Night, 16 years after Detective Story, that she had a substantial role in an important movie. Well, she made up for lost time then. She got 3 more Oscar nominations. She won for Shampoo in 1975. Ms. Grant, also a formidable director. She won an Academy Award in 1986 for her feature-length documentary, Down and Out in America. An enormously successful career by any measure, but as a moviegoer, I just can't help grieving for those lost dozen years and the roles she didn't get, and we will never see, because of a political climate in our nation at that time. Here's a tantalizing glimpse of what might have been from a very young Lee Grant, Detective Story.
Next on AMC, Errol Flynn stars with Anthony Quinn and Maureen O'Hara in the swashbuckling adventure classic Against All Flags. Next on AMC.